500 feet and 3 inches in length, with 4 diesel engines and 2 propellers pushing at 14.5 knots. The British troop ship HMT Empire Windrush anchored at Tilbury Docks in Essex on the 21st of June 1948. This ship held a total of 1,027 passengers, people of Caribbean descent and those of non-Caribbean too. Jamaica being the nation to make up most of the numbers people couldn't define as recluse. Those on board were revolutionary in the rebuilding of Britain, with the help of black nurses landing their silk, melanated touch on patients to heal and cure them. Black hard-working intellectual engineers on mechanisms and public transport aiding the traveller movement, using their expertise of fine-tuning endorsements. Black carpenters and welders creating homely and business ornamentation and commodity resources with strong-handed formation. And for black people, even being enlisted in such jobs to help rebuild Britain in labour occupations, they too still face many instances of discrimination. Being subjectively known as someone who is part of coloured colonial labour. This engulfed unsettlement in the early years, but they never faced the oppressors with resent of carrying the weight on their shoulders like cement boulders. The British forgot that they needed help in order to, like birds, fly and thrive, because without all of its feathers it can only flap and not glide. Mr. John Richards, a carpenter who was on board the HMT Empire Windrush, was interviewed by the BBC in 1998 and said, "I know a lot about Britain from school days, but it was a very different picture from that one when you came face to face with the facts. It was two different things. They tell you it is the mother country, you're all welcome, you're all British. But when you come here, you realise you're a foreigner, and that's all there is to it." Seeing as without the so-called colonials, Britain would have continued to suffer with a weakened economy, the government never cared about the mistreatment of those that were not British born, let alone if you were from a coloured colony. So now beginning to bother me was the inspiration that the Windrush generation brought over from their colonies, which was averted and left a mystery. An iconic symbol was Lord Kitchener, a soul of calypso musician who spread love and joy like it was the plague and brought happiness through music to people's day to day. The music implementation played a big part in Britain's entertainment and events industry, with bands popping up rhythmically and soundly in a variety of areas, Brixton being one of the heartbeats. This ended up creating infusions of jazz, soul, reggae, Latin, and other international sounds of cultures to start expanding musical knowledge for sculptors. Kitchener wrote the song "London is the place for me," saying that it's the greatest city to be. So, with such integrity and solidarity, the strength of our ancestral and family natures of positivity never failed to teach us how to live life on the brighter side, no matter how dim that light may shine or be. The Windrush generation are not just people from a ship. They are life changers, revolutionaries, country uplifters and successful black cultural leaders. The Windrush generation, black cultural history, not black cultural obscurity. Thank you. K.